Let's meet tonight's warriors. On one side, we have the reigning heavyweight champion Lennox the Lion Lewis. A towering figure known for his technical prowess and knockout power, Lewis was a dominant force in the heavyweight division, boasting one of the best boxing records in the history of the sport. Coming into this fight, Lewis was fresh from back-to-back fights with the highly respected Evander Holyfield. On the other side of the ring, the up-and-coming American contender Michael Big Mike Grant. With an impressive undefeated record and an imposing stature, Grant posed a significant threat to Lewis's reign. Standing at 6'7", Grant would be one of few boxers not only to be taller than Lewis, but outweigh him too. In fact, he would be the tallest opponent Lewis would face in his career. Welcome back to Below the Belt Boxing. I'm Frank MonRoe here at the newest boxing channel on the block. Today we're revisiting a pivotal moment in heavyweight history as we talk through and break down the man-mountain Lennox Lewis versus American giant Michael Grant. Shield your eyes as we delve into the drama, anticipation, and some of the biggest punches Lennox Lewis threw in his career. Lennox Lewis, a British boxing legend and Olympic gold medalist, was at the peak of his career in the year 2000, having already faced and conquered formidable opponents. Lewis had solidified his status as one of the greatest heavyweights of his era and was looking to smash through all prospects and contenders in the division. Under the watchful eye of S-tier trainer Emmanuel Stewart, Lennox was unstoppable. Stewart would work with and train over 40 world champions in his lifetime, fine-tuning them into knockout artists representing the prestigious Kronk Gym. Lewis's dedication and preparation for the upcoming bout highlighted the champion's commitment to maintaining his dominance in the division. Training multiple times a day, shying away from celeb lifestyle that had ruined so many of the great fighters of the 1990s, Michael Grant was on a meteoric rise, boasting an undefeated record and a string of knockout victories. Grant's combination of size, athleticism, and power earned him a shot at the heavyweight crown. In his last fight before his shot at the title, Grant would face Andrew Golota in a WBC eliminator. Grant would go down twice but win by technical stoppage in the 10th round after Golota refused to fight on. Conferences leading up to the fight were filled with anticipation and bravado as Grant exuded confidence, boldly predicting a victory over the reigning champion. His trainer Don Turner possibly wasn't the best cornerman for Grant, as he was still searching to find the right formula to beat Lewis, coming up short with his fighters in the past, but Grant would put full trust in him, listening to every word in training. The clash of personalities added an extra layer of excitement to the build-up. Both Grant and Turner stated at the press conference that Lennox was getting old and his stamina wouldn't be enough to cope with the hungry young fighter, 7 years his junior. Face-offs and verbal sparring became iconic moments during the build-up. The stare-downs between Lewis and Grant captured the tension and intensity of the impending clash, setting the stage for a monumental battle between two oversized heavyweights. The press tour leading to the fight was a whirlwind of emotions, with both fighters engaging in verbal warfare to hype up the bout. Lennox would boast Grant's last fight he was knocked down twice by the same fighter who lasted just over 90 seconds with Lewis before he landed a spectacular 10-punch combination to see him on a sick note for a month of Sundays. On fight night, a packed Madison Square Garden would see travelling British fans and a star-studded front row. The referee would go to both of the fighters' changing room to introduce himself and assert his no-nonsense ways, giving Lewis a one-way brief on no pulling Grant's neck like he had done so in the past. Both fighters seemed hyped for the occasion, Grant saying a long prayer before the ring walk. Lennox seemed composed, taking his time on the long stroll to the ring. He would share the walk with his older brother and accompanied by the British flag carried so proudly behind the championship belts. Both fighters wear au fait to the noise of Madison Square Gardens, both fighting here in the past, but Lennox on the end of a controversial draw with Holyfield. He would be hoping to put the New York memories to bed.
And now thrown by both of them. And for what it's worth, although this doesn't seem to interest the public, these are two good men.
The 6'7" giant would be stunned to the core. Never had he felt power like it. Grant would show true heart, getting off the canvas twice and dragging himself out of a battered daze from the corner padding.
And for the moment, Lewis looks punched out as he lands another uppercut uppercut. People are going to begin to learn you don't give Lewis a chance to throw that punch when it matters.
Lewis would get the knockout victory just before the end of the second round, putting to bed all the talk if he still had it in him to compete at the highest of levels. Lennox Lewis would go on to defend his heavyweight titles 5 more times, beating, by way of rematch, every fighter he ever faced in the ring. This wouldn't be the last time the boxing world would see Grant in the ring. He would go on to fight for a staggering 17 more years at various levels, eventually becoming a world champion of sorts by defeating Francois Botha in 2011 for the lowest tier and non-recognised WBF heavyweight title. Thank you for joining us. I've been Frank MonRoe here at Below the Belt Boxing. Until next time, fight fans.